Wrapping up this playlist weekend of Chairshot Reality only on Wrestling Inc. Make sure you visit Wrestling Inc. for all your news headlines. And, of course, subscribe here to the YouTube channel of Wrestling Inc. Leave a comment. Do what you got to do. Follow us on social media. Again, I echo what I've been saying all weekend. Get on our social media because we will start having announcements next week about who will be at our annual WrestleMania Day party a few hours before the doors open at the Superdome. Justin LaBar here in downtown Pittsburgh at Point Park University Studios, being joined by my CSR original down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He is Josh Eisenberg. And Josh, let's go ahead and debate and pull from the WWE roster. I ask you, who in WWE is in the biggest need right now for a shakeup? Whether that's character, whether that's storyline booking, who needs a fresh coat of paint?
Wow, there's a lot of guys that you could say needs a fresh coat of paint, Justin, to touch up their image in WWE, whether it's on Raw, SmackDown, or even NXT. One guy that we saw on Monday night make a very slight turn from being obsolete in the road to WrestleMania, but a guy now that might have some purpose and might have some story is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been in random tag teams. He's been back with the Shield. He's been not with the Shield. So it's been very interesting to see what they've done with Seth Rollins over the past 6 or 8 months. And a guy that was one of the best in, becoming world championship material because he was so good in the ring. And the mic kind of, his mic skills enhanced after that. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. I think you got to have him in some big storyline. I mean, this is a guy that ended WrestleMania 31 as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, beating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Obviously, 32, he was injured. 33, he became the King Slayer. So now, with Jason Jordan sidelined, and thank God, because I think that's a blessing in disguise for Seth Rollins, he can go on to bigger and better things. I'm not sure where, but he's in desperate need of tweaking his character a little bit and finding really an important storyline to head into WrestleMania. He's too valuable not to have something important on the grand stage.
As our resident Seth Rollins expert that you are, I have to ask you this very important question that's been bugging me. What is he burning down?
It. He's burning it down, Justin. He's burning down. Well, so here's what they should really do. Obviously, they want to keep him face because he's so popular. What he should be burning down is the perception of WWE that only big guys like Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns should be Universal Champion. That's what he should be burning down. The thoughts, the ideas of what WWE used to be to what WWE should be. And a guy that he could really parlay that off of is somebody who said that and dropped a pipe bomb, 6 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever it was, with CM Punk. He's a guy that is bigger than CM Punk. He's a guy that is better in the ring than CM Punk. He's not as good as on the mic as CM Punk, but he is one of the guys in WWE history over the past 5 or 6 years that has started and really elevated himself based on his in-ring ability, and he continues to impress and he continues to get over with the crowd. Seth Rollins should be Universal Champion right now.
Well, Seth Rollins is certainly one that I could get behind that who needs a shakeup, but I think somebody or somebodies that has to come in ahead of him, and that is the trio of the New Day. The New Day, it's amazing. They were formed in the fall of 2014, and they have not been broken up since. I mean, all of them have had some minor injuries, so maybe they, one of them wouldn't wrestle for a few weeks or something. But they've been steadily featured on WWE programming since then. And the fall of 2014 to now, in today's WWE climate, in today's television climate, with how much programming there is, that is an eternity. They've hit records. There was Francesca 1, and there's Francesca 2. There was Big E Langston, now it's Big E. They were eating Budio cereal, now it's pancakes. I mean, I don't know what else it is that they can do in this current constantly traveling together. So I think they need a shake-up. I'm not suggesting they break them up because I think they are such an attraction, and they do have chemistry to be very entertaining most of the time. But I think it's time. It is absolute time that we need to start having all 3 members eligible and start doing things on singles runs. And all 3 of them, I would be fine with all 3 of them, going after a mid-card title. But I think we need to start seeing them simultaneously having multiple feuds. They don't need to constantly travel in a pack. I think that was one problem I always had with the Wyatt family, was that everybody always had just whatever Bray Wyatt's feud was, and they didn't, really branch off and do other things as much as they should have. So the New Day, to me, when I watch them now, I feel like they're more almost brand ambassadors sometimes, tweeting or commenting during the mixed match challenge, and again hosting WrestleMania last year, not even having a match. I really think they are in desperate need of a shakeup because I fear that the sing song of the crowds, oh, don't be sour. I feel like that's really going to start to drain.
in that, and you can see that they're running out of ideas of the whole pancake thing, and I will 100% agree with you on thinking that the New Day needs some sort of a tweak, whether it's a separation of somebody, whether it's Big E going anywhere. But the guy behind me right here on this screen is Triple H, Justin. If you go to WrestleMania and face Triple H and beat Triple H and basically get Stephanie McMahon off of television for an extended period of time, last year's storyline with Seth Rollins and Triple H was one of my favorites because it was natural and you felt that Seth Rollins, even though we knew that Seth Rollins was Triple H, this guy's boy back here, even though we knew that those two guys were actually buddies, it felt personal and it felt great because whenever you had NXT in San Antonio, when Seth Rollins came out and said, you know, I'm not finished with you, Triple H, get me out of here, I'm taking over this show, and still not sure if he was going to be able to compete with his knee injury that was very much real, and WWE really rolled the dice on hoping that he was back in time. When you go from facing Triple H to potentially facing Jason Jordan and now not sure where you're going with it, you got to do something with this guy because he is by far the best and most talented performer that you have in the ring. So even though the New Day desperately needs a shakeup, desperately needs refreshed or whatever you want to do with them, more money will always be heading into WrestleMania with your singles competitors that can carry storylines. And we've seen Seth Rollins do that. Let me ask you this, Justin. Where was the New Day last year at WrestleMania?
They were hosting.
They were hosting.
They were
exactly.
dancing to the Hardy Boys music, very, very comically.
Exactly, and Kofi's thrust, I think, is going to be burned in everybody's memory, for the rest of their lives. But as much as they need help and they need a little bit of a reboot, they can easily go into WrestleMania for the tag team championships against the Usos or against Gable and Benjamin or whatever other tag team that they want to put against them, and people still won't care. You're going to hear more of a gripe if Seth Rollins doesn't get his due.
How dare you not mention the Bludgeon Brothers?
Who?
Yeah. All right.
No. Who?
The Bludgeon Brothers, or whatever the hell they're called.
First off, it's not bludgeon. That's not a word. It's bludgeon brothers, Justin.
Bludgeon.
Open a dictionary. Unbelievable.
Bludgeon.
Oh my goodness. Arrogance.
Whatever. It's the Wyatt family. That's what they are. I don't want to bludge, but whatever. Nonetheless.
Go ahead. Juice. I want Juice on the screen. Get you out of here. Jeez, at least he can read a dictionary.
He can't read a dictionary, please.
That's probably true.
All right, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. New Day, Seth Rollins, somebody else, and of course hit us up on social media at Josh Eisenberg4, at Justin LeBar, at CS Reality. Of course, you can make sure you like the Facebook page as well. Again, social media will be very key to you finding out all the details to hang out with us at New Orleans WrestleMania Sunday, April 8th. It is going to be a great time. I think I speak for Josh and the whole crew that is, to date, our favorite WrestleMania town. So we'd love to share it with you. And, of course, our unprecedented 3 guests that will be joining us on Mania Sunday. That's going to do it for the weekend. Like, share, comment. We'll see you next week.